Jambo to the Sunduck family, welcome to our Sunduck Media channel. Travel through our videos as we make memories tangible. To our new viewers, please remember to subscribe to our channel, and to our returning viewers, Asante Sana from Kenya, and welcome. Leave a comment, like and share with your pals to enlarge to Sunduck family. Let's do this together.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening from wherever you are watching us from. We embarked on a journey to Uganda by bus. Our trip entailed a road drive with 66 people on board, 2 buses combining of fun and adventure for 7 nights and 8 days on the road. We departed at around 7 p.m. OB Day 1. The moment we crossed into Uganda, the change was immediate. Campaign posters lined the roadside, boldly announcing that the country was already in campaign mode ahead of the 2026 general elections. It felt like politics had beaten us to the border. As our bus rolled on toward Jinja, the contrasts with Kenya slowly unfolded. Beyond the main highway, the roads faded into dust, reminding us that tarmac was a privilege reserved for the major routes. From our window seats, we also noticed wide stretches with little to no electricity connectivity, a quiet but telling difference that became clearer the further we traveled. Towering boards bearing the faces of presidential hopefuls dominated the landscape, with President Yoweri Museveni's familiar image standing firm alongside the youthful, defiant presence of Bobi Wine. It felt as though the election conversation had started long before we arrived. As our bus pushed on toward Jinja town, the countryside slowly unfolded like a moving picture. Small trading centers appeared and disappeared just as quickly, with roadside vendors displaying fresh produce under makeshift stalls. Motorcycles zipped past in clouds of dust, while pedestrians walked calmly along the road's edge, unbothered by the traffic rushing by. Every few kilometers, another massive campaign billboard stood tall, silently competing for attention against the wide Ugandan skies. The journey became even more striking as the vast Kikira irrigation scheme came into view. Endless stretches of lush green sugarcane spread across the landscape, almost guiding us all the way to Jinja. The uniform rows of canes swayed gently in the breeze, offering a refreshing contrast to the dry roadside scenes. Framed by rolling farmland, open skies, and ever-present campaign posters, the road to Jinja felt like a living story, where politics, agriculture, and everyday life blended seamlessly into one unforgettable journey. As Jinja drew closer, the scenery subtly began to change. The open countryside slowly gave way to signs of urban life, busier junctions, clusters of shops, and a steady increase in traffic. The campaign posters grew even larger and more frequent, planted confidently at roundabouts and major intersections, as if welcoming everyone into the heart of the town with political promises and bold slogans. The air felt different too, more energetic, more expectant. You could sense a town that lives on movement and conversation. Hawkers weaved through vehicles selling snacks and bottled water, while bodas lined up patiently, ready to ferry passengers in every direction. The rhythm of the road picked up, and the quiet countryside we had left behind was now replaced by the hum of human activity. By the time we finally rolled into Jinja, it felt less like an arrival and more like the closing chapter of a long, unfolding narrative. From the border politics to the endless sugarcane fields of Kikira, and now the lively streets of the town, the journey had offered more than just distance covered. It had revealed a snapshot of Uganda in motion, standing at the intersection of tradition, development, and a highly anticipated political season. After a restful night in Jinja town, the following morning greeted us with renewed energy and excitement. Well-rested and eager for adventure, we set off for Itanda Waterfalls, one of the most breathtaking sights along the source of the River Nile. The journey itself felt like a promise, every bend in the road hinting that something spectacular awaited us. The moment we arrived, the roar of the falls announced their presence long before we saw them.
The head of this, the head of this is very dirty.
The River Nile, calm in some stretches, revealed a wilder, untamed side as powerful waters crashed over the rocks, sending mist into the air and filling the space with a thunderous rhythm. Standing there, you could feel the force of nature vibrating through the ground beneath your feet. We couldn't resist getting closer. The water massage was both thrilling and refreshing, the river pounding against our backs like nature's own spa. Laughter echoed as we posed for epic photos, capturing moments that words alone could never fully describe. Some of us took a daring plunge into the water, swimming under the watchful presence of the mighty Nile, while others opted for a boat ride, gliding across the river and taking in the scenery from a completely different perspective. Surrounded by rushing water, open skies, and the raw beauty of Itanda, time seemed to slow down. It was more than just a visit. It was an experience that connected us to the very beginning of the Nile, leaving us exhilarated, humbled, and deeply grateful for a day that would remain etched in memory long after the journey ended. As the day unfolded at Itanda, the excitement gradually settled into a deep sense of calm. After the adrenaline of the falls, we found ourselves simply sitting by the riverbanks, letting the steady flow of the Nile set the pace. Conversations grew lighter, laughter came more easily, and for a while, nothing else seemed to matter but the moment we were in. We shared stories, replayed the highlights of the morning, and admired how effortlessly the river carried on, unbothered by our presence, yet generous enough to host us. Every now and then, someone would point out a perfect photo spot, and just like that, another round of pictures followed, each frame capturing joy, awe, and the unmistakable glow of a day well spent. As the sun climbed higher, the mist from the falls shimmered in the light, creating fleeting rainbows that felt almost magical. It was one of those rare moments when nature performs quietly, without asking for applause, yet leaving everyone speechless. The sound of rushing water became a familiar background melody, calming and grounding all at once. Eventually, we knew it was time to leave, but none of us rushed. took one last look at the falls, soaking in the power and beauty of the Nile at its source. Walking away felt bittersweet, like turning the last page of a favorite chapter, knowing that while the journey would continue, the memories made at Itanda would flow with us, just like the river itself, long after we were gone.
It's the main ingredient. Bang.
If you know what this is, leave a comment, please. After our time at Itanda Falls, we reluctantly packed up and set off on the journey to Kampala City, which would be our home for the rest of the week. The road ahead felt like a gentle shift, from the raw, untamed power of the Nile to the buzzing energy of Uganda's capital. Somewhere along the way, hunger called for a pause, and the journey gifted us a classic roadside experience, Namamvi chicken. The smoky aroma alone was enough to slow the bus. Served hot, well-seasoned, and straight off the grill, it became more than just a meal. It was a shared moment, laughter mixing with stories as we ate by the roadside, fully present and unapologetically enjoying the journey. Back on the road, the scenery began to change. Open stretches gave way to busier roads, heavier traffic, and a steady flow of vehicles heading toward the city. Trading centers grew thicker, buildings edged closer together, and the rhythm of movement quickened. Kampala started announcing itself long before we reached the city limits. As we drew nearer, the noise and energy intensified. Boda bodas weaved effortlessly through traffic, roadside vendors called out to passing motorists, and matatas hooted endlessly, each fighting for space. Towering campaign billboards once again dominated the skyline, reminding us that the political season followed us even into the city. When we finally arrived in Kampala, it felt like stepping into a city that never slows down. The energy was bold, chaotic, and exciting all at once. As we settled in, it was clear that this chapter of the journey would be defined less by quiet landscapes and more by people, stories, and the vibrant pulse of urban life. Kampala wasn't just our next stop, it was where the rest of the story would unfold. The following day ushered in yet another memorable experience. With the city noise of Kampala still echoing in our ears, we made our way to the shores of Lake Victoria, eager for a slower, more relaxed pace. The breeze off the lake was refreshing, instantly washing away the bustle of the city as the vast waters stretched endlessly before us. What truly stole the show, however, was the food. Extra-large fish, freshly prepared and generously served, arrived at our table like a feast meant for champions. Paired with steaming ugali, soft cassava, and a rich spread of traditional African dishes, the meal was nothing short of satisfying. Each bite felt like a celebration of local flavor, and before we knew it, plates were cleared and laughter filled the air as we admitted defeat. We were full to the brim. With satisfied hearts and heavy stomachs, we leaned back and took in the calm beauty of the lake. Conversations slowed, smiles lingered, and the gentle sound of water lapping against the shore provided the perfect backdrop. It was one of those moments where time seemed to pause, good food, good company, and the timeless presence of Lake Victoria reminding us why journeys like this are meant to be savored, not rushed. As we left the tranquil shores of Lake Victoria, our eyes caught another interesting detail about Uganda: the roads. Driving back toward Kampala, we noted the expressway stretching ahead, impressively long and smooth. By comparison, it seemed far more extensive than what we are used to in Kenya. While Kenya's expressway spans about 27 kilometers, the one in Kampala stretches a solid 51 kilometers, cutting efficiently through the outskirts and connecting key parts of the city. The ride along the expressway was a striking contrast to the winding rural roads we had traveled earlier. Traffic moved steadily, the lanes wide and well-marked, and the scenery sped past in a blur of urban outskirts, small villages, and patches of greenery. It was easy to see how such infrastructure could transform travel, making long distances feel short and opening up opportunities for trade and movement. As we approached Kampala again, the city's energy gradually reclaimed our senses, the sounds of boda bodas, the hum of matatus, and the constant motion of people and goods. Yet, with the memory of Lake Victoria still fresh and the scenic expressway behind us, it felt like Uganda was revealing itself in layers, each road, river, and meal offering a new perspective on a country that is at once familiar and full of surprises. The following day, we returned to the serene shores of Lake Victoria, this time for a completely different kind of celebration. The atmosphere was vibrant, the lake shimmering under the sun, as everyone came dressed in pristine white for an all-white party that felt both elegant and playful. Laughter, music, and the clinking of glasses filled the air, as friends and strangers alike joined in the festivities. The water sparkled nearby, almost as if it were joining in the celebration, and the soft breeze carried the perfect balance of warmth and refreshment. It was a day that radiated joy, camaraderie, and a sense of shared adventure. As night fell, the fun was far from over. 10 p.m., we boarded 2 city tour buses that picked us up from our hotel, ready to explore Kampala under the stars. The city transformed at night, the streets illuminated by neon lights, boda-bodas weaving like sparks of energy, and the hum of nightlife echoing through every corner. Each stop along the tour revealed a different facet of Kampala's nightlife. Bustling streets, cozy bars, lively eateries, and hidden gems only visible when the sun had set. By the time we arrived at the club, around 2 a.m., the city had fully taken hold of us. The music thumped through the floor, lights danced across the walls, and the crowd moved as one pulsating wave of energy. We shook off the dust of the day, danced with abandon, and surrendered to the rhythm of Kampala's vibrant night scene. For a few hours, time seemed suspended, the city alive around us, leaving only the thrill of movement, music, and sheer exhilaration. A night to remember before the adventures of the coming days would continue. The day finally wound down, but sleep was a stranger. Our excitement and the whirlwind of Kampala's nightlife left little room for rest, knowing that the next morning would demand an early start. Bags were packed, rooms tidied, and by the crack of dawn, we were already on the road, ready to retrace our journey back home. The drive began through the familiar stretch to Jinja, where the Nile still whispered its timeless story, and the green sugarcane fields of Kikira waved goodbye as we rolled past. The road carried us onward to Bija, the border town bustling with early morning traders and travelers, a mirror of the lively crossings we had encountered on our way in. Beyond Bija, the journey unfolded like a living map of East Africa. Kisumu greeted us with the sparkle of Lake Victoria in the morning sun, a brief pause to stretch and take in the lakeside beauty before continuing toward Nakuru. Here, the landscape began to shift again, the flat plains giving way to rolling hills, the occasional glimpse of wildlife reminding us of Kenya's rich natural tapestry. Finally, the road led us homeward to Nairobi, the city skyline rising like a familiar friend on the horizon. Fatigued yet exhilarated, we reflected on the journey, over rivers, lakes, bustling towns, and serene landscapes, each mile telling its own story. Though the trip demanded no sleep, it gifted memories, laughter, and experiences that would linger far longer than any overnight rest could. The adventure had come full circle, and as the bus rolled into the city, it felt less like an ending and more like a chapter carefully etched into the book of our travels.